It is the compositing window manager that makes Linux desktops all over the world sizzle. You are watching the Compiz Reloaded Extras tour right now on Spatry's Cup of Linux. All right, we finally made it to another episode in this wonderful series on Compiz Reloaded. We are using version 0.8.12, although I do imagine this would probably work with future releases as well. If you click the link in the description here, it'll take you to my website where all the show notes for this video series will reside. It gives you a video overview of everything you would want to know about the series. Gives you links to all of the individual videos, resources, installation procedures, and all of that other fun stuff. We even have a support thread available on here, so you can ask your questions at cupoflinux.com, or you can just go on IRC and get support from the development team. They're a fabulous bunch of people over there. All right, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get over to the extras menu. And previously we looked at all the really cool special effects, and now we are here in extras. You know, we can actually just click these individual buttons here, and it just shows the individual menus. I forgot to mention that previously. And first, in our tour here, we have the Add Dialogue, or ADD. I guess it's Attention Deficit Disorder Dialogue, which fades windows with open dialogues. Let's try this out and see what it does. First, we're going to enable it, and then we'll click the button here and see what we get. Okay, it has dialogue matching here: speed, opacity, saturation, and brightness. And apparently this is going to work with dialogue menus. So let's open up something and see what happens here. Okay, it doesn't seem to have affected my dialogue menus because I have a domino effect going on here. And maybe if I try and zoom out here, see if it does anything there. Okay, I'm not seeing what this does. So maybe if Shadow Kyogre pops in, maybe she might be able to give a better explanation. I'm just not seeing that one. So we'll just disable it for now and then move on to the next one. Next in our tour is the Annotate feature. Something like this could be very handy if you're doing screen presentations. The right keys, you can, initiate the free draw, initiate the line effect, initiate the rectangle, and I think you can even do things like drawing boxes and stuff like that. You can define the stroke colors. You'll see you can change the annotations and stuff like that, and that sort of thing. I think this would probably be a little bit more useful for those of you who have one of those little drawing pads instead of a mouse, because sitting here trying to draw with my mouse isn't working, but gives you an idea of what that is. It appears that Compiz has a benchmarking utility, and I've never ever played with this thing. Let's have a look at it. To initiate it, you press the super key and F12. Alright, and interesting. Alright, so this is giving me a frames per second on what this is doing, so that's kind of cool. Alright, and it's telling me that I'm getting, I'm using a laptop here, so basically it's telling me how many frames a second it's giving on my onboard graphic card and that sort of thing. But considering what we're seeing here, That's pretty darn neat. Okay, it looks like it gives you some options for positioning the thing. Screen output and console output, and the limiter. Okay, well, that's kind of nice. Happy, happy, joy, joy. The next option on our tour is color opacity. This one's kind of fun. Let's open up another window so that we can see what we're doing here. I have Super F to toggle this on. And you're noticing now, with the window in focus here, I kind of like that. I like how it really darkened that theme. Really cool. Looks like Compiz to the rescue to darken my window themes. But, yeah, that is pretty cool. I think I like that. The next item is called Elements. And this will give you the option to show snow, stars, autumn, fireflies, bubbles, all in one neat little package here. Alright, and basically you set your options such as your update, delay, screen depth. You can tell it to draw over windows. Why don't we do that? And then toggle elements with keys. Alright, and then here you can define like snowflakes, for instance, and we'll toggle this. And let's set a toggle for this. Okay, and for some reason, I guess the combination that I selected here isn't working. Okay, that's weird. Okay, well, in a perfect world, nothing is ever perfect here. I'm not even going to bother to try the other ones here. It looks like it's not working. We'll enable this with Control-Alt-Z. And we'll go into Autumn and we'll disable that one. Yep, that's, well, you might have better luck with this one than I did. Let's move on. Alright, the next one on our tour is Fireflies, and I think I showed this one during the overview video. You can define the number of fireflies and all this other fun stuff. Top to bottom, bottom to top, right to left. Top to bottom's fine, I suppose. The textures you can define. Enable blending, textures, and then key bindings. We tried Super F7, so if we go Super and F7 here, now we have some fireflies all over the screen. And great for if you're, you know, really want to waste some resources and you're bored while staring at your spreadsheets or doing whatever else. Yeah, isn't that exciting? Gotta love it. Okay, let's just disable that one and move on to the next one. The next item is Ghost. And for some reason, every time I enable this and I come back to this window, it shuts off. So I don't even know if this one's going to work. But we've got Ghost enabled, and I will toggle it with Super F4. And I guess what it does is allows you to click through windows. And I'm not understanding how this one works. Makes clicks pass through windows. That doesn't sound very useful to me. There are speed, saturation, and brightness options here. But making clicks pass through the windows, I'm just not understanding that one. And the thing is, whenever I go back, it automatically shuts off. So that one's probably another one that needs a little bit of working on. Can't quite get that one working right. Oh well, it is what it is. In a perfect world, nothing's ever perfect, right? I bet you didn't know this, but Compiz can be used as a screensaver, and it has this option available. This is kind of neat. All right, basically, you will define how to initiate your screensaver. In this case, Super F4. All right, and then under General, you choose the mode that you want. You can have flying windows or rotating cube. I went with the flying windows. Okay, you can define when it will start, after the number of minutes of being idle, fade in and fade out durations. You can define the flying window effect, and you can define the cube rotation effect. So let's have a look at these and see what you get here. So Super F4 here now takes and turns your Compiz cube into a screensaver. I kind of like that. That's kind of nifty. All right, and then let's pick, instead of the flying, let's look at the rotating cube. I like this one too. This, obeys my settings for how I have my cylinder rather than the cube. I kind of like this. That's nifty. I think I have just found a favorite setting. I'm going to keep this. After 5 minutes of being idle, have this switch over into screensaver mode. I kind of like that. Wow. I never tried that one before, so I'm very pleased with this one. The next option on our tour is Screenshot. And this is just a basic screenshot plugin, which when you... I need to change this button to something else because Super Button 1 actually does... initiates my cube, and I don't want it to cause a conflict. So why don't I make this Control Shift Super 1. Yeah, I can do that. All right. Okay, and then we basically define a directory where we want the pictures to be stored, and I believe it wants to know an application. Okay, I have defined XFCE4-screen shooter, and let's see if it'll do something now. Okay, Shift, Control, Super, and Button 1. Okay, it's not initiating anything. Let's try something else here. Let's add a TAC W to that. Okay, and then Shift, Control, Super, Button 1. Still not working. But if I hit my print screen key, that works. So, yeah. I guess this one isn't working for me. Not sure why. The next one's kind of fun. This is called the Snow feature. Okay, and this one has a number of things you can set on here. You can define the textures, debugs, and key bindings. All right, and if we, in the key bindings, that was Super F3. And now we've got snow on the screen. Isn't that lovely? I kind of like that. Now, if I were to make my wallpaper transparent, that would probably be kind of cool. I think that's a neat little effect there. Gotta love it. And, of course, you can change the textures. We can add a new one. You know where I'm going with this, right, folks? Pictures. Alright, and, we'll close that. Some dirty snow. This one allows you to have the Compiz splash screen. A lot of distributions will ship with Compiz will have this activated by default. All right, and to initiate it, you would press Control F11, and that is what it looks like. Okay? You can define the images, the logo file, and then the background file. So if you are making your own Linux distribution, for instance, and you have your own little spin and you want to, have your own artworks and that sort of thing, you can literally change this and make it your own. You also have a number of appearance options, such as fade time, display time, saturation, and brightness. So you can do a bunch of cool things with this. So if you wanted to enable the splash screen and you wanted to, have graphics that says, when they turn on the computer, and Compiz first loads, to be able to have, my computer, Spatry's computer logo or something like that displaying, you could do that with this application. It's kind of cool. The next stop on our tour is for all of you Star Trek fans out there, I guess. This is a star effect. And here you can define the number of stars and that sort of thing. Really, you can define the textures, debugging, and key bindings. For this, Super F3 activates it. I know, it is kind of chintzy looking, but I mean, if you were to replace the textures with something other than these squares, it could look kind of cool. And you could do a little bit more with it. Let's see how this... And that is cool! Look at that! I mean, even in 3D mode, you got them stars coming out all over the place. Okay. I did not expect that to happen. That's kind of neat. Finally, in today's tour, we're going to look at window previews. Okay, and I already have this activated, and you can see that's what this is right here. Gives you window previews of what you have running. You can define the thumbnail window size. So if I wanted to crank that down to 100, I could do that. And look, they're smaller now. So you can change that to however you like it. Okay, you can have the delay, the thumbnail border. You'll see there's a little bit of a glow there. You can have a glow to it or none. I kind of like it the way that is, so I'm not going to mess with that. Mini maps, you can have it generate. You can have it show a window title if you enable it. Let's enable that and see what it does. Okay, and it does have it there. That text is awful small, but I'd have to go in there and change it, make it bigger. Why don't we do that? Okay, now I can read it and that sort of thing. So you can have window titles with that if you want. That is a nifty little thing. Great for those of you who love DocBarX. But I think this looks a little bit better than the DocBarX option. So that's why I use this one rather than using DocBarX. But the difference being that DocBarX doesn't require Compiz, and if you're not using Compiz and you still want to have window previews, you can use DocBarX on. But I still think it requires a compositor of some sort. So, very nice option indeed. Okay, that is all I have in the Compiz Reloaded Extras tour. I do realize we had some things that just didn't quite work as expected. But I do know that this is being under constant development. So with that being said, I'm sure we're going to be seeing new advancements and some improvements being brought to the table to fix some of these things. I do know, for instance, like the snow effect and the star effect and the firefly effect, they're all bundled in with this one here under Elements. And individually they were working fine, but under the Elements thing, not quite sure what was causing that. It could very well be something as simple as a conflict with another plugin that I'm running. It could be any little tiny thing that's preventing it from working, and really not sure what happened with the screenshot thing, but by pressing the print screen key, I'm able to still take my screenshots. So, I mean, it's definitely not a deal breaker there. In a perfect world, nothing's ever perfect, and I'm glad to actually, be able to, do a whole series on this so that I can point out some issues that I'm running into and that sort of thing. you know, because I know the developers are watching this and that sort of thing, and they're just doing a magnificent job. They're constantly bringing new releases to the table. Okay, well, our next video after extras is the utilities, and this is going to be an exciting video to say the least, because some of these things, you know, just has an enable and disable option, and I'm not sure what they do. So I have a little research I have to do before, so that I can at least give you a brief explanation of what some of these things are actually doing, since they don't give us very many options to play with. Yeah, that'll be the next one. Probably won't be as exciting as all the other episodes that we've had in here, but you never know what kind of surprises I'm going to bring to the table. So until then, peace out.